Al-Zahri human. Supernatural communication abilities with other worlds. The Zohari man is known as the lucky person, that is, the person who can be fit to communicate with other worlds through his blood, and who possesses signs that only magicians know. Recently, there has been much talk about the Zohari man, or the lucky child as he is called, but in fact this luck is not a positive factor for him. Rather, it makes his blood almost desirable by the jinn, which is something that witches and sorcerers determine by using the blood of the Zohari man in magic and sorcery. And here, it should be noted that this phenomenon, despite its spread in most parts of Africa and Asia, the real spread is limited to the state of Morocco, which is said to consume annually no less than 100 heads of the Zohari human being. So, let us get acquainted together in the following minutes on the Al-Zahri man, and the reasons that made him wanted by some, and his most important characteristics and benefits. Who is Al-Zahri human, and what are his qualities? Who is the flowery person? Before we deal with the Al-Zahri man, we must first know the derivatives of this name. The word man here is meant for a child who has not exceeded 10 years. As for Al-Zahri, it is said that it is derived from the word Al-Zahr, and in some Arabic accents it means luck. It has also been said that it is a word derived from a book, Ibn Zahr, a book that talks about the Zohari man at length. In general, regardless of all these interpretations, no one could define the Zuri man without mentioning behind him evidence of luck and the child, meaning that there is almost unanimity that the word Al-Zahri man means the lucky child. And the question logical now undoubtedly about the reasons why this type of children describe this description. Why is Zohari considered? A Zurian person is considered a Zurian because, as the charlatans say, all doors open before him, and all difficult things become easy for him only. For out of every million people, there is one person who is lucky in everything, and he even brings luck everywhere he goes. And for this reason he is treating him as something rare and precious, but not for him or his family, but rather for the charlatans and witches who are panting after this type of child, and are ready to pay everything that is expensive and precious in order to win him. The origin of the Zohari man. It is said that the Al-Zahri human being, or the lucky child in a more precise sense, is originally a group of jinn, but after the birth of the Al-Zahri child, he wears it and lives in it, and for this reason this child is used in all matters related to the jinn. And it has also been said about the Al-Zahri human being that he is of the blessed race, or certain people have been chosen to be filled with all this luck, and unfortunately they may not be able to discover such things themselves, but there is a group of magicians and sorcerers who are aware of the true descriptions through which it is possible to determine whether this child is a Zoharite or not. Descriptions of a Zohari person. As we mentioned, the Zohari person often possesses what makes him distinguished from the rest. Not only that, but he is also able to act as a link between the worlds of jinn and humans, and for this reason there is a great deal of demand for him, as they say. But whether a particular person is a Zohari or not, this is due to several descriptions must be available in the Al-Zahri person, or at least some of them must be available. Cleft tongue, first sign. The first and most important sign of the Zohari human being is the splitting of the tongue in a longitudinal non-zigzag shape, and this splitting is often from birth, meaning that identifying it in the Zuri child is very easy. And when this is done, the family harass their child and force him to reduce showing his tongue in front of strangers for fear of him. Transverse hand line, second mark. The second sign in the Zuri person can be reached through the hand, whether the left or the right, where there is something like a transverse line in the middle of the hand, which is also visible. That is, it cannot be hidden, and therefore it is considered one of the visible signs through which magicians and charlatans can identify their purpose. Light squint in the eye, third sign. Some people may think that the person who appears to have a squint is a defective person or one who has a visual defect, but the truth is that some of these people may belong in one way or another to the genus of the Al-Zahri human being, whereby anyone can, after seeing this squint with the occasional line of the hands and the splitting of the tongue determining whether this person is a Zoharite or not. Color of blood, the hidden mark. One of the most important and hidden signs of a Zohari person at the same time is the color of blood, as it is unreasonable, for example, for someone to injure a young child in the street just to know the color of his blood. But although it is unreasonable as we mentioned, it may happen if there is a urgent need for a flowery child. Other signs. There are other signs through which a person can be inferred, but they are not of great importance and are not available in all types, such as the color of the hair and its division and the color of the eyes, but they are not considered important signs because it is very possible that they are available in the person of Al-Zahri and others. Zohari human classifications. All of these aforementioned signs are in fact signs aimed at inferring the Zohari man. But after these signs comes the classification of that person according to the quantity and quality of the signs present in him. He is the one who is frequently used and demanded. But if he has the signs related to the palms and tongue, then he is a second-class Zuhair human. And other than that of the signs, he can be classified as a third-degree Zuhair human, and the percentage of demand varies on this basis. The places of the Zohari person. The Zohari man exists everywhere, so any person in the universe is liable to be born a Zohari. But what we mean by the places of the Zohari man are the places where the demand for him is great and his uses are many, and unfortunately they are Arab places, specifically the state of Morocco, as it is considered one of the most important and largest regions it works to embrace the Zohari man and use it. And this may be a result of the spread of witches and sorcerers who swarm in the mountains there, just as it is the case in the rest of the continent of Africa, in which the Zohari man is present in varying proportions, except that it reaches only a very small percentage in Asia, and an almost non-existent percentage in Europe. After you watch this video, are you a Zohari person?